Greg and I are going to go head to head. Otherwise, we might have to declare Greg the world's strongest manlet.
Bruh.
Coach Greg, in today's video, I try out for the world's strongest man. And so I'm in Ontario, and the day after training legs with Will Tennyson under 2 weeks from his upcoming bodybuilding competition, I decided to allow Mitchell Hooper and Lawrence to put me through a world's strongest man competition doing the exact events that they're going to be competing in. And so I just want to share my experience and explain to you exactly how fun it is to compete in World's Strongest Man. Now, granted, I'm not as big as Mitchell Hooper or Lawrence. I'm not a 300-pound monster, and I am pushing 50. 50 keys of Turk across the border. Despite all that, I had an amazing time, and I think that everyone should give World's Strongest Man training a try. It's very challenging, both muscularly as well as on your cardio, and it allows you to get an excellent workout, of which you're going to see in a minute. And so I had excellent coaches, both Lawrence and Mitchell Hooper. They know exactly what they're doing. They gave me excellent cues. They made sure I didn't get injured, and I had an amazing time. I've tried several sports. I've been a powerlifter, a bodybuilder, doing triathlons, currently bike racing, and I used to be a physical education teacher. And so I love to learn new things. I love sport, I love movement, and this was way more fun than I expected.
Without further ado, let's get stuck into it, and we will go through the events.
And so one of the things I noticed in the comments was people saying, look how small Greg is. Do you guys understand how massive World's Strongest Men competitors actually are? Mitchell Hooper and Lawrence are giants. They're very large humans. You can't help but notice them. If they walk into a room, everyone is looking. And so in comparison, yes, I am very small, but I'm telling you, when I meet people who watch me on YouTube and so on, oftentimes they say, you're a lot bigger than I was expecting. I am a professional bodybuilder. I do carry a lot of muscle. This just goes to show exactly how big these guys actually are.
The whole premise is I have my times for all of these things. Yeah. We're going to put it at your weight, and then you're going to try to beat the times of them.
What's my, is it based on like a body weight, or what is it based on?
It would technically be based on body weight, yeah.
And so, of course, I wouldn't be able to lift the weights that Mitchell's lifting. This guy is the strongest man in the world. And so they lowered the weights to make it fair. And in case you do want to compete in World's Strongest Man, they have several weight classes. For example, 80 kilograms, 176 pounds, 90, 100, and so on. And so just because you don't weigh 300 pounds doesn't mean you can't be a competitive powerlifter.
So as it gets heavier, you'll see guys have to put it onto their stomach.
I've seen them wrestling that.
Yeah.
And so I'd never grabbed a thick bar like this before, and I thought it was very interesting. I've watched this in the past. I see the guys rested on their stomach, but it's actually a lot of fun. You lift the bar up, you rest it on your stomach, you lean back, and you allow your stomach to help to pop it up. It's simply a different challenge. If you've done cleans in the past, or you've done upright rows and so on, it's simply a different form of lifting.
Okay. Oof. Okay, 3 spots. Oh, geez. Nice. Good job.
And so for your first time, of course, you're going to be a little bit nervous. You see the size of that dumbbell and you're thinking, I can't lift this up. But with practice, using proper technique, you'd be surprised what you're able to do. Don't be intimidated. It's no different than the first time you went to the gym. You never knew how to do a squat or a bench press or perhaps even a deadlift. But with practice makes perfect. And so you continue to practice and you will in fact get better. This is with everything in life. You learn to crawl before you can walk, walk before you can run.
We're talking deadlift world record, world's strongest man, 18-inch from the floor. And Greg, you were saying you think deadlift world record will be more important than winning world's strongest man.
Absolutely. I think that you've already won all these titles. I think that everyone's talking about the deadlift. Everyone in their mind is like Thor and Eddie Hall and the deadlift record. And I think if you get that, it's a bigger deal than any title you could ever win.
And so looking at Mitchell's channel over the last week, the most popular videos center around, can he break the deadlift world record? That on top of the strongman controversy, it's no different than any other channel. With drama comes more eyeballs and more views. People are wondering, what's going on with World's Strongest Man? Will Mitchell be continuing to compete in those competitions in the future? I'm certain that he does. He's trying to do the best he can for the sport, and he's trying to make a difference. He's trying to give back. He's trying to make strongman more mainstream to the world, and I certainly think that if he can surpass Eddie Hall and Thor's ultimate deadlift records, he will be the best strongman competitor of all time. I mean, think of it. He's winning every single title, sometimes with ease. And if he adds to that what everyone seems to talk about, the deadlift world record, then who is actually better? The average person perhaps doesn't know about all the different strongman events, lifting rocks, and so on, but many people know, hey, that guy deadlifted 500 kilograms. They deadlifted over 1,100 pounds. And so if Mitchell wins the show event of them all, the deadlift, and sets the world record, you have to consider him as the best strongman competitor of all time.
Nice. Good. Beautiful.
Okay.
That's not bad at all.
It's fine. I can try that one, yeah.
But as a fit guy, it's interesting to me, you still feel the cardiovascular burn and
100%.
anaerobic volume.
And so despite the fact that I'm racing bikes that have very good cardiovascular endurance, doing this event, it involves a lot of different muscles. Now remember, I'm racing bikes. I'm not so much using my shoulder muscles and so on. And if you go through all of these lifts back to back to back without significant rest, it's going to improve your cardio.
Give me some of those numbers that you've hit, your PBs.
Well, my best pause bench in competition was 529,
At what body weight?
198 pounds, 90 kilo. I did 4 plates, so 405 for 15. I've done 3 plates for 33, 2 plates for 54
3 plates for 33.
on the bench.
And remember, I'm not weak. And the fact that Mitchell Hooper and other men can lift so much more than me, it just goes to show how strong they actually are. Little do the feds know that there was 50 keys of Turk in the bag we were throwing around. Whatever it takes, guys, getting Turk across the border. You should do a UFC match with Eddie and see how that works out for you. Now, even if my IQ were only 79, I'm not stupid enough to go and challenge Eddie Hall to a fighting match. What's wrong with you? Awesome seeing how open Greg is to being taught. Fun vid. We get so used to seeing the comps, we forget how absurdly strong men are. And so exactly, if they had regular men compete against the world's strongest man doing these objects, you would instantly realize that these guys are freaks. It makes no sense what they're capable of doing. To the same extent, if you had an average person go on a bodybuilding competition and start posing, you would realize just how good even the average bodybuilder actually is. This is like every sport. Get an average guy who's not a runner and see if they can keep up with a marathon runner for even 1 mile. They would fall flat on their face. I'd agree with Greg on the deadlift, meaning more his strength career than any other title. Mitch has already won everything, and that deadlift record would cement him in the conversation as one of the greatest strength athletes, I would add, of all time. 100% agree. As a casual fan, I think nothing brings more attention and excitement to the sport than a deadlift world record. Mitchell's post where he's going for 505 kilograms saying he is going to attempt to get the world record, these videos got tons of views, and so it shows to everyone this is what people want to see. And so up next, event number 1, the medley.
Lift. Jump with it, Greg. Better.
Good lift.
1.
Nice.
Nice, Greg.
Brilliant.
Much better. Good. All right, 2 here. Come on.
Good lift.
Wait for the down. Wait for the down. Come on, Greg.
Down. Good lift.
Good.
Come on, we're on a good time, Greg. Keep it going.
Come on, Greg.
Big pop.
Nice. Good.
Down. Good.
And again. And again. Come on, Greg.
Down. Onto the log. Come on there, Greg. You got this.
Last 2. Last 2. Come on, Greg. Go. Nice. Oh, close. Close. Give me 1. Come on.
What's the time there?
You got 50 seconds.
Come on, Greg.
All right.
Strong. Strong, strong.
Challenging way down.
Nope.
Yeah, good stuff.
Done.
Actually, your time's
That's not bad, though. That's not bad. Well done.
And unfortunately, I couldn't complete the last event. And what you may or may not know is that I did, in fact, injure my tricep in a cycling accident. It didn't quite repair itself. And so I'm significantly weaker on my left side. I typically only lift with machines. But here's the thing. do what you can. I may not be able to lift the weights I once could. I perhaps am a lot weaker, but I still enjoy going to the gym. Rather than making excuses, oh, I can't lift weights, I tore my tricep, it didn't repair properly. I make excuses to go to the gym. I train my entire body approximately every 3 days when I go to the gym. And on my days off, I'm racing bikes.
Oh yeah,
What do you think your heart rate's at right now after this?
probably 150.
150? Yeah.
Another thing is, despite the fact that perhaps the weights are not maximum lifts, once you've done several consecutively, you start to get gassed out. The lactic acid is burning, and so you're significantly weaker. And so if you are in fact competing in strongman, one supplement that can help you, it's beta-alanine. It's going to buffer lactic acid, allow you to train harder than last time. And of course, you already know and are aware of GO2 Max, with NMN being the main ingredient. It's going to help you to get more endurance. And it goes without saying, Turk Builder Max increased aggression, increased strength, endurance, and so on. You got to get your T-Plug stack. Code Greg, 15% off.
Okay, you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, let's go on the 30-second mark.
Up next, the sandbag run. And remember, this is more than your own body weight. And so Mitchell, he's lifting 350 pounds. He weighs about 325. And so for myself, about 200 pounds weighing 190. It's not very hard at the start, but remember, you're running, building up lactic acid, and it's starting to get harder than last time. But this event is a lot of fun. If you were to continue to train this, I'm certain your time can keep getting faster and faster. You're building up your endurance as well as your strength. And so you're not only developing your strength, but also working on your cardio. And Mitchell, a former marathon runner, this is his event.
Go. Okay, great. Come on. Good. Run. Run. Good, man. Good. Back and forth.
That's good.
Go, Greg. Nice and easy. Hold it high. Good. This is 2.
Good pace here, Greg. Come on.
Good, man. We're halfway there. And we're at 25 seconds. You're ahead of the mark, Greg. Keep the pace and you're good to go. Go. All right, there's 3.
Come on, Greg.
Oh, he's smoking it. Finish line here. And time.
Oh.
Final time. What do we got?
47.68 seconds.
And so that event, it took about 5 minutes for me to recover before then moving on to the deadlift.
Now, we're going to go into some deadlifts now. Deadlifting, right up your wheelhouse. You know this well.
And so when I was very strong at the deadlift, it was always done with the sumo stance. Remember, with the wider leg stance, I don't have to lift the bar as far. And so that was my strength. Also, was not as strong with the lower back. And so conventional deadlifts were never my friend. And so we started to go with 365 pounds, very close to double my body weight. Now, had this have been sumo deadlifts, I'm certain I would have done double or perhaps triple the reps. But remember, we're doing this World's Strongest Man style. And so what makes this even harder is you have to pause the weight at the bottom. If you do touch and go reps, it's not only going to be faster, allowing you to get more reps, but it's also creating momentum. It's a lot easier.
See if I can get that on the waist.
And so they found me a perfect belt. It's pink. You gotta love the color. And it fit me perfectly. Add to that the straps, and I was locked in. And so Mitchell said his PR with his weight, which is probably a bazillion pounds heavier than this, was 10 reps. So I had a goal in mind. I gotta get at least 10 and try for 11.
And let's go. Nice. 1, big brace. 2, nice, Greg. 3, still smooth, really good. 4. 5, good, Greg, come on.
Nice. Come
6, come on. Get 10, come on. 7, stop the momentum. You got it, come on. 8,
on. Come on, Greg.
stop the momentum. Go. 9, one more. Go. Come on, Greg. Go, Greg. Go.
Yeah.
Tied. One more.
And watching this back, it actually felt harder at the time than it does watching the video. When I did 10, I was thinking, can I actually get 11? And to lock that weight up, it was very, very difficult. And upon dropping the weight down, I was seeing stars. I was ready to pass out.
All right, final event. Greg and I are going to go head to head. He's up 2-1. This is going to be to tie him. Otherwise, we might have to declare Greg the world's strongest manlet.
And so the last event, the 50 keys of Turk toss. I got this one in the bag. No one tosses Turk the way Greg does.
So we're gonna throw the sandbag head to head. It's for distance. So we're gonna have, if the bag crosses a line on this side, I win. If the bag crosses a line on that side, Greg wins. I'm gonna allow you to throw it 3 times for every time I throw it once.
Can I throw it 3 times and we add up the distance?
That's it. So you throw it and throw it and throw it. I throw it back. And then whoever ends up getting it over the line like a tug of war wins.
And so Mitchell, being very generous, he allowed me to have 3 tosses for every one of his. All I had to do was throw the bag with 50 keys of Turk further than him on 3 attempts versus his 1 attempt. 3 times further than me. I believe with 2, it would have been perhaps a little bit more interesting, but he gave me 3. I'm certain if it would have been 2 throws, he would have beat me, but he gave me 3.
I'm like, did I hurt him?
And so when I threw that and I heard it hit him, I thought, is he not looking? I actually was concerned. I was like, is bro okay?
Watch out.
And so what Mitchell didn't see was a lady about to cross the street. And I was thinking, who knows? Perhaps Mitchell puts in some extra oomph and he throws a 50 key bag of Turk across her forehead. 10 more feet, there could have been a lawsuit.
Who knew strongman could get a fit person so out of breath?
And so Mitchell pointing out that strongman can get you out of breath. Of course it can. These events are very taxing. Have we not all seen Eddie Hall go around in circles and pass out? Or seen Eddie Hall deadlift a world record, the deadlift, and proceed to fall to the floor? Oftentimes, strongman competitors are collapsing from exhaustion. These events are very, very taxing. And Mitchell Hooper, who valued cardio in his youth, combined with his strength and size, well, he, of course, is the favorite.
So much more fun to me than the 10 bench press and 10 shoulder press and 10 rows.
And so what Mitchell's saying is, people think that you just have to go to the gym and do the bench presses, the deadlifts, and the curls, but there's other ways to get fit. Now, strongman perhaps is not as popular to the average person as some of the other sports, but why isn't it? I do believe people think you need to weigh 300 pounds. They're scared of the implements, scared of the objects. But remember, everything is dependent on your weight. If you're smaller, you lift lighter objects, and with practice comes perfect. If you practice these events, you can do so and build your endurance, build muscle, strength, coordination, speed, agility, reaction time, everything. And so why not give it a try? If you're interested, certainly reach out to Mitchell Hooper and or Lawrence. I'm certain they can get you started. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. You can watch the video in entirety on Mitchell Hooper's channel. And of course, if you're interested in a free diet and training program, get to my website. And don't forget, I'm also offering training and diet programs at a much reduced price. And so if you're interested in being coached by Coach Greg and his team, including blood work, reading, diet, training programs, everything, please apply by clicking the link in the description. And if you want a free diet and training program, get to the website, and for all products, cookbooks, and so on, enter code Greg for 15% off. And until next time, I am out.